A short video, something to talk about as far as some of my thoughts and ideas about, or with reference to firearm safety and safety in general. So, most recently, I was talking to somebody, a gentleman, with reference to his interest in his wife partaking in firearms training with my outfit. So I thought about it, and we were in discussion about how women are being victimized across the country, and in the worst ways. A young lady was decapitated a few weeks ago or a week ago in California. There have been several carjackings and things that just, and the carjackings were the worst, specifically up in the Carson City, Nevada area, where a mom lost her two kids momentarily after being carjacked when the bad person, the criminal, the dirtbag, stole her car with the kids in the vehicle. It's just getting to that point where a lot of people feel unsafe or in their person, places, and things. So, that everybody looks at like firearms, and they look at the absolutes as deterrents from being victimized. I would like to share other thoughts and ideas. I mean, yeah, it's good to get firearm safety training and even purchase a firearm, and that's your right, especially here in the United States. But what else are you doing? What other mitigating efforts are you doing? What are you trying to do to prevent from being victimized? I mean, no, you can't blame the victim, but in some circumstances we fail to really think about what situations we're putting ourselves in. And so, something as simple as locking doors, or, not stopping on the side of the road, to solicit any kind of, buying, I don't know, fruits or something from strangers or whatever, maybe. I mean, what activity are we doing that might predispose us to being victimized? So, I personally can share with you a few instances, simple things that I never thought of until it actually happened to me. I was going for a jog, working out in a rural community in Arizona, and I had earphones on. I had playing pretty decent music. I was enjoying my run, and out of nowhere, somebody, attacked me. And first, I gained my distance from that person and identified him as somebody I knew from work, somebody that had been in custody and had an opinion or feelings towards me because I was in charge of a jail facility where he was incarcerated at. But these are things to think about. What could I have done different? Should I had earphones on, full blast? Probably not. Should, when you're going out for a run, I mean, maybe it's good to take somebody with you, and so I bring this up because there's been several instances in the past few months where folks are just going for a jog, getting accosted, kidnapped, or something really bad or terrible happening, getting hit by a car, so it's all about knowing your surroundings. So the first method, or the first step in your safety portfolio, and in your crime prevention portfolio, in order to create resilience and create buffers to keep from getting attacked or whatever it may be, is studying things, studying what you do. If you were the bad guy, how would you attack yourself? Would you wait for you to change into gym clothes and go for a run where you might not have your cell phone on you because it wiggles around or whatever it may be, or would you wait for early in the morning when you're going out, to work, and you leave your garage door open momentarily, just to heat the car up or whatever it may be? There's always instances in our life that we do things that leave us vulnerable to some type of bad thing to occur. And that's not just being attacked by somebody or being, exploited by some kind of criminal element. That's just about anything. Even something as simple as wild animals, bears, mountain lions, things that you wouldn't really think much about in Florida, alligators. Or even crocodiles. So it's not just knowing and being aware of your surroundings when it comes to crime and criminality, but also for just your own safety and health and welfare. And so making it a practice, exercising a little bit of taking a step back, looking around, is probably a good practice. It's probably something that you can do, and it might be something that you can make a habit of that can help you prevent from being placed in a situation that might cause you to, get hurt, or a situation where might escalate, or a situation might escalate, or there might be some type of hazard. When I say hazard, I'm anything from down power lines, or most recently in several parts of the world there's been flooding. Just about anything that you can think of. And just being aware of your surroundings is the number one tip. If you plan on doing anything when it comes to carrying a firearm, you have to add your toolbox. You have to add things in your toolbox to support that. So the having and developing a habit and a skill set to understand what you have around you and the potential to mitigate that threat, those issues, might buy you time. I digress. Might buy you time in order to take action and do something. So that's just an idea. Those are some of my thoughts. Like I said, there's been a lot of bad things going on. Specifically, a lot of situations where people that are considered, they may not be, but they're being considered soft targets, because criminals most times are spineless. They're scared, and they're not going to go after something that's going to eat up their time or create a potential for them being arrested or stopped, or something happening to them. So, don't become a soft target, become a hard target. And when I say a hard target, harden yourself. Do things, exercise things. It's something that I even see family members of mine do, where they get out the car with the phone in the ear, and they're not aware of their surroundings, and they're barely paying attention to how the doors are opening and closing. Create a mental plan. How you get out the car, where you walk to, from an exit, how you walk, where's the lighting, how many people are around, if you see people that may be in your mind, up to no good, avoiding them, and that's some of the best things, the best tips to do is, mitigate, and, avoid, and that might buy you the time and distance for you to make necessary moves and decisions when it comes to your safety. So awareness, be aware of your surroundings, and also that would be a safety rule when it comes to firearms. Be aware of the surroundings behind your target. Be aware of the surroundings behind yourself, and scan your areas before you make any type of movement or action.